Alright, hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Casey and today I'm bringing you guys a video all about how your person truly feels about you. And the way that we're going to find this out is we're not just looking at their feelings, we're looking at their thoughts and their actions as well. So they might be acting one way towards you but feeling completely differently, and then their thoughts on the other hand, they could be telling themselves a completely different story. As you probably know, thoughts, feelings, and actions are all very complicated, and so hopefully we're gonna get a full picture of exactly how your person is truly feeling about you by doing this. So, today I have 3 different readings for you to choose from. We have pile 1 with the malachite, pile 2 with the blue lace agate, and pile 3 with the hematite. So go ahead and pause, figure out which pile you feel most drawn to. I'll leave timestamps down the description box below so you can quickly jump to whichever reading that you want to listen to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, pile 1. If you chose the malachite, then this is going to be the reading for you. Right off the bat, your person is very insecure. I don't know if they let on about it. They have a very bad self-image about themselves. And I don't mean I was gonna say I don't mean looks-wise, because it's kind of all-encompassing, but looks could also influence, their view over themselves. And what I mean here is actually, when they think of you, they think that you deserve so much better than them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they had put some distance between the two of you. I think that they feel very strongly about you, and there's a very strong bond that surpasses a physical bond. I feel like it's a spiritual bond as well. But at the same time, they feel like they're doing what's best for you by saying they're not good enough, you deserve better than me, and giving you distance, and you're like, that is the last thing that I want. But I feel like they care a lot about your happiness and think that they're going about it right, when in fact it's just so backwards and it's really influenced by their insecurity. And it's like, if you really cared about my happiness, then why can't we just, be together and be happy together? But they're so, I don't know if insecure is the right word, but they're so ashamed of themselves almost that they're like, you couldn't possibly be okay being with me. You deserve so much better. And I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more in detail in this. So, starting off with their thoughts. This is what makes me think that the two of you have a very strong psychic link. You might have seen other videos or other readings telling you that you guys are soulmates, or you guys are twin flames, or a karmic connection of some kind. And I am definitely getting that from here, because you have intuition and intrusive thoughts. And with the hermit, it's like when they're alone, they get these intrusive thoughts about you. If you think about a karmic connection, what it really is like when you think of them, they think of you, and vice versa, or like you guys dream about each other. It's literally intuitive, intrusive thoughts about one another, because you two are literally psychically linked. That's what's going on here. So when they're alone, they're definitely thinking about you a lot, especially if you've been thinking about them a lot. I feel like that can just make things grow exponentially and heighten this back and forth, this link between the two of you. I think they could be dreaming about you a lot, and if they try to forget about you, if they try not to think about you, it just makes it come up even more, like an intrusive thought. So with how they're thinking about you a lot more than they'd like to, especially if they're feeling really insecure and are trying to push you away because they think it's what's best. The thought of you is haunting them. They can't get you out of their mind. Now, how they're feeling about you right now, they hold you in a very high regard. I think if they're mad at anybody, they're mad at themselves. There's not a lot of ill will towards you. I think that they think, you literally have the card saying you are deserving. And with the 7 of Cups, it almost makes me think they wish they could give you the world. They think you're so deserving of so much. Another insecurity thing that could make them insecure is maybe their finances aren't great. It's like they feel like you deserve more than they can give you. Maybe they feel like they can't provide for you properly. It feels like there's something about them that feels like they aren't enough for you. I don't know, finances is definitely something that came up. Another thing, like I said earlier, could be looks. Maybe they think you deserve somebody better looking than them. There's just a big sense here that you're way out of their league. in their opinion. Like what you are deserving in the Seven of Cups, it's like you're deserving of not just one cup, but 7 of them. Like anything that you can dream up or fantasize about, you deserve that. And so for their feelings, it's like, I feel like they feel like they're doing right by you by pushing you away and by saying like you deserve better. Like I'm not right for you. But at the same time, it kind of hurts their heart because there's that selfish part of them that they don't want to gratify that's like, but I want you. I want you to be with me, even though their mind is like, I don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So they're very much at odds with themselves. And finally, with their actions, the reason I said that it's like ass backwards is because you have the Happiness card and the High Priestess reversed. And the High Priestess reversed is like, you're doing it wrong. Like, you don't know the whole picture. And with Happiness, it's like, they feel like by doing what they're doing, they're gonna make you happy. They're gonna make you fulfilled because it's the right way to go about things. They think it's the right way, but it's not at all. Like, they are the one that has it backwards right now. They're trying to prioritize your happiness. They're trying to prioritize what they think is your happiness and what they think is for your highest good. But in reality, it's just them pushing you away from them because they're so upset at themselves. They're so insecure. They're so unhappy with them right now that they think they couldn't be good enough for you. So all in all, I think that this person cares a lot about you, but they have got a lot of personal insecurity issues that they need to deal with. It could literally be, for a majority of you, like a financial thing. Like maybe this person doesn't make a lot of money. Maybe they have a job that isn't considered, very high value in society. And so therefore they have this level of insecurity that's like, why would you be with me of all people? Like, what can I provide for you? Love and infatuation is only short term. What about the long term and the longevity and being able to provide for you? They think about these things and they're like, I just don't have that. Or if it's not a money thing, a part of them feels broken. A part of them feels unlovable. And because of that, they push everything good away. And they're specifically pushing you away. And I think a part of them almost feels good doing this because they're like, sorry about that bird out there. That was very loud. A part of them feels like they're doing what's right. They're doing what's just by you because it's like, well, thank God they dodged the bullet that is me. Like, this person really has a very low image of themselves. I feel like they talk down to themselves a lot and feel like they aren't worthy of love, which is very, very sad to me. But I feel like if you wanted to pursue this person, you could, but it might make them try to push you away. It might make them upset because they're still going to try to do right by you. There's such a deep level of insecurity here that it's like they can't even accept the fact that you would be okay being with them. But at the same time, there's just this strong bond that even when they try to push you away physically and they try not to think about you, there's still this link between the two of you. They see you in their dreams. They see you when they're trying not to think about anything. You're constantly popping into their head, and it kind of drives them crazy because it's like the more you try to push something away, the harder it comes back at you. Pile 1, I know that was very short, but I don't know. I don't think that there's anything else here. I feel like I covered it all. So I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. I know it's kind of like a confusing message, like, yay, they do actually care about me, but at the same time, man, that's really sad. Like, I wish it didn't have to be this way. But I hope it brought you clarity. I truly wish you the best in this situation, whatever direction it may go. But yeah, that's everything that I have for you. So thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 2. I just have to say, I am picking up such a, like, panic attack type energy from your person. I can't even explain the, like, feelings coming over me. Definitely anxious. I mean, you literally have the anxiety card. But as I was picking up the cards, everything kept, like, falling out all over the place. I was getting way too many cards, and all the cards were, like, horribly anxious, like intrusive thoughts, the shadow work card, the worry card, literally the worry card. Then you have these like slow down cards with the Knight of Swords just going way too fast. The Chariot is reversed. And And like as I was shuffling, usually I say like, let me get clarification for the slow down card, for instance. But instead of saying like slow down while looking directly at it, I was like saying completely different words. Like I couldn't even get the right words coming to me. And I feel like I was channeling your person's feelings and your person's energy, which is very hectic. All this to say, your person has very, very strong feelings towards you, and at the same time, a lot of fear. A lot of fear. I think your person comes from a background where they have a lot of trauma surrounding close relationships, a lot of trauma around communication, around vulnerability, and you are poking at all of those things right now, and it's like setting them off, and they care about you a lot. Like, they really care about you. They want to be with you. They want to make whatever this is that the two of you have going on, they want to make it work. But at the same time, it's like triggering every part of them, and they're trying to work through it. But I feel like they might not have even told you anything about it. Like, they keep it all inside. They don't know how to communicate. They think that you might judge them if they say anything. They think that you might think that they're broken if they were to talk about it. They personally don't even know how to comprehend it. They don't know how to put words to what they're feeling because it's all so much. It's so overwhelming. This person needs to slow down. They need to take things slow. Like I said at the beginning, there were so many cards coming out. There was like 4 cards in this spot alone where the anxiety card is, and I had to like put them all back because I only do one at a time. So I said, okay, just give me 1 card, and the anxiety card popped out in its place. But those original 4 cards had to do with, like I said, shadow work, intrusive thoughts, worry, and there was another one I can't remember. But all this to say, your person, as terrified and overwhelmed as they are with all of this, like I literally am starting to feel a little nauseous. Like that's how overwhelmed and panic attacky they feel. Excuse me. They're willing to put in work to make it work. Like with the shadow work card, they're willing to sit down and examine the way that they're feeling about things. They're willing to, I don't know about talk about it to somebody. The word therapy came to mind, but broken is the wrong word. I don't think anybody is broken, but I think that your person has gone through so much that you might know like a little bit about it, but I don't think you know all of it, about just how terrified they are about vulnerability. Like it literally is putting them into a fight or flight response. Like there is some deep trauma that needs to be unlearned, and you're gonna have to give them time. I think you've been rushing things with them and you didn't realize it. Because maybe to you it doesn't seem like rushing. It might seem like at moments they get closed off. Maybe they stop talking to you and you're like, why are they like ghosting me right now? They're not ghosting you. They are trying to figure out what the hell is going on in their head and in their mind. And it's so much to them that you have to give them the space and the time and the grace to be able to weather the storm that they're going through, because they don't know how to properly do emotions. They don't know how to do a proper relationship, and they obviously care about you a lot and want to make sure that they do it right, but they're so scared about so many different things that this isn't going to go like a normal relationship beginning. This isn't going to be like a normal talking stage, a normal dating thing. You're dealing with somebody that doesn't really know how all this goes, and at the same time is like fighting off panic attacks and fight or flight and like all these hectic emotions, and they're willing to weather it because they really like you a lot. I think this person really likes you a lot, but I cannot overstate just how terrified they are of all of this. It's all so new for them. So let's get into the specifics a little bit here. Starting off with their thoughts about you, you have the slow down card and the Knight of Swords. And when you look at the Knight of Swords, you literally see a guy rushing forward into battle. It's all about action first, think later. And their thoughts towards you is like, slow down. Like that's all that they can think about is like, we need to slow down. They might not even be able to put it into so many words as to why they want it to slow down, what's happening too fast. All they know are the words slow and down. I think things may be progressing too much out of their comfort zone. Like maybe they're not used to holding hands. I don't know. It could be something like that. And to you, maybe it seems like so trivial, such a small thing, but to them, they're overthinking it all. They're like, oh my God, is my hand clammy? Or does my hand feel weird? Am I holding too tight? Am I holding too loose? Do I look weird? Am I walking stiff? And it's like, it's these little things all piling up on top of each other that make them spiral. So, like I said, I think communication is really difficult for them, so it might not be easy to just sit down with them and talk boundaries, but it might be best for you to, if you want to keep going with this person, pay attention to their body language, like their physical cues. Like, do they tense up when you hold their hand, for instance, and try to gauge, like, what's a comfortable space to be in with this person, because they're like a landmine, like ready to go off, and like any wrong move, and they just like bolt for the hills. So the biggest thing is, I don't think that they've said it out loud yet, but they really want you to slow down. It could even be, I hate to bring this up because it can be very triggering. It could be a sexual trauma thing that happened to them when they were younger, and maybe that's why they have such a hard time with physical touch. This is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to everybody, but I want you to keep these different ideas in mind as you go forward with this person, because they are really, really scared. And I can tell that, you obviously care enough to be watching this video about this person to understand how they're feeling about you, because you must feel strongly for them. And if you care about this person, you want to keep going forward, I think the best thing that you can do for them is really examine their body language, because they're not going to be good at communicating right away. And don't push them to, but just make sure, like, if they suddenly seem to tense up or they seem like disassociating, like their mind is going elsewhere, it could be because you just did something that set off a trigger within them. And that might be something that you need to pay more close attention to. So just wanted to bring that up. I know it's a touchy subject, no pun intended. I really didn't. Yeah, anyways. So moving on to their feelings towards you, you have self-confidence and the Chariot reversed. I feel like they try to put up a facade of being very cool, very nonchalant. I feel like you wouldn't be able to tell just how much trauma is laying directly under the surface until you started getting closer, and that's why you're like, why are they acting all weird? I feel like a lot of people just see this facade and this mask that they wear all the time, and they're like, oh yeah, that person's cool as a cucumber, like nothing bothers them. But as you get closer to them, you see just how much is going on underneath that mask, and you see with the Chariot reversed, it's like on the inside, they're just this little kid. The Chariot is this really rich man wearing all this armor, sitting atop this palanquin, who's like really impressive, has all this wealth, but beneath that armor, he's just a person. And I think your person beneath their mask, they're just a person as well. If anything, they're just a little kid who's trying to show the world that they're strong and that they can get through life. But the closer you get, the more you bridge these gaps, you see what's really underneath, and you start realizing, oh, they're not as confident as they seem to be. And it's really bringing that to their attention even more. They're feeling very vulnerable, is what I'll say about their feelings. You're starting to see through their facade, and that makes them feel naked, almost. Like when you say a really big secret that you've been keeping in for a really long time, and you feel naked. You feel like there's no more walls around you, there's nothing covering you anymore. That's how they're starting to feel the closer that you get to them. I don't know. Ugh. I was starting to feel like a pressure building up in my neck. I don't know if you heard me like cracking my neck, but it was like a pressure at like the base of my skull. I don't know if that's relevant. Maybe one or both of you suffer from a lot of headaches or a lot of tension in the shoulders and neck, but it literally felt like my head was like getting stuck in place. Don't know if that's something necessary to point out, but if it resonates, whatever. So finally, moving on to their actions towards you. If you want things to keep progressing, you're gonna have to slow down and give them the space that they need when they suddenly like seem to ghost or disappear. It doesn't mean that they're gone forever or that they're suddenly like going to talk to other people or like they don't care about you and they just like want to stop communication. I think they legitimately just need full-on breaks for their sanity. I think, like I said, they're an extremely anxious person about this entire thing. They get really vulnerable really easily. And with the Five of Swords, this is usually about battle. It's about somebody being the winner, somebody being the loser. I feel like they always feel like you have the upper hand. And because of that, you might feel like they're ghosting you or like they're leaving you on red or not communicating. Really, they're just like going back to like huddle in their den and like curl up and like take a few moments to decompress because it's so much for them. Like, that's why it needs to slow down. So it's not like they want to leave you. I think that they do feel strongly enough. I mean, they feel strongly enough towards you that they're willing to bridge all these feelings to still be close to you, to still get to know you. They seem to care quite a bit. But they also need things to go slow. Like, slower than you think slow. Like, slower than you could even imagine slow. Which some people might not want to put up with. But if you truly care about this person, I feel like you might have been hurt because you didn't understand why they suddenly pulled away, why they suddenly started or stopped communicating with you. But once you start recognizing that, oh, they just need moments to be alone, they need moments to like build back up this facade or these walls that they keep around themselves because they get so vulnerable, it'll help you start understanding them more, and you won't be as hurt because you'll realize, oh, it's not personal, it's just this is something that they need to do. So pile 2, I hope that made sense. Your person is a very, very complicated person. This is just a general reading, so some things are going to be true about them, some are not, but I hope that you get the message that this person is not going to be like any other person that you've been in a relationship with or somebody that you've tried to get close to before. It's going to be like charting new waters, and you're going to have to figure it out as you go. But the biggest thing is just remember, a lot of people aren't as strong as they seem to be, and I think that this person is definitely one of them. But all in all, if you were worried about their feelings, they do seem to genuinely care about you. And the moments where you maybe have mistaken their space as like them ghosting you or them not liking you doesn't actually have to do with you and has a lot more to do with them. So, pile 2, I hope this brought you the clarity that you needed, and I truly wish you the best in this situation. But yeah, that's everything that I have for you. So thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 3. If you chose the hematite, then this is going to be the reading for you. Now I'm going to say off the bat, I am kind of confused. I know your person's feelings, but I don't know why exactly. And I think it could be because it's a general reading, maybe, since it's for a lot of different people, I'm not meant to narrow it down. But I tried to at least get a gist of, like, why is your person so hurt? Because I'm seeing a lot of hurt and anger. And the only thing that I could think of is maybe the two of you used to be together and now you've gone through a breakup. Maybe there was a betrayal of some kind. But it feels like your person feels betrayed by you. It feels like, okay, for example, I didn't know what was going on, so I got 4 extra clarification cards. If you know anything about tarot, just looking at these, you'll probably be like, oof. Because strength reversed is basically lack of confidence in oneself. The 10 of Swords, you can literally see a person dying on the floor, being backstabbed 10 times. The 10 of Cups reversed is the happy family card reversed. 2 of Wands, though, I find interesting. That makes me almost think that there's distance between the two of you. But all these put together, all I can think of is there must have been some betrayal or some big fight of some kind. But their deeper thoughts and feelings are very much still vulnerable to you. I mean, you have the Love card for how they feel about you. So on the surface, I feel like they are baring their teeth. They are pushing you away. They're showing that they're very much hurt by whatever it is that went down, whatever it is that you did, or whatever happened between the two of you. They probably spew hate at you. They probably curse you. They're definitely showing their anger, showing how much you hurt them. But on the inside, their feelings are just much sadder. They're much more tender. And I guess let's go ahead and get into it. So, starting with their thoughts towards you, you have creativity clarified by the Eight of Wands reversed. Whatever happened between the two of you hurt them and broke them so profoundly that they've lost a very vital spark inside of them. And that might sound a little weird. So what I'm getting here with this creativity basically being reversed, basically no longer flowing, I'm going to imagine that this person, they don't necessarily need to be creative in like the sense that we're used to when it has to do with art and stuff. But imagine an artist who always has creativity flowing, they're always thinking of new ideas, they're always looking towards the future, coming up with this and that, and they just have this spark for life. And then something catastrophic happens and they lose all that. They no longer feel creative, they no longer have any ideas coming to them. Suddenly their life is black and white instead of color. That's what's happened with them. Whatever happened between the two of you has hurt them so deeply and so profoundly. A vital part of them has been basically completely changed. Like, imagine an artist no longer having creativity. That's what happened to them. Except, your person could literally be an artist and, like, can no longer be creative. Or, in a different sense, it could be, like, their lust for life or their positivity. They can no longer see life through a positive lens. Maybe they're, like, almost permanently jaded now. So when they think of you, like I said, I think that there's a lot of jaded feelings, but in general, I feel like they've become so tunnel visioned, they've become so pessimistic about life that there's certain, like, the words that just came to mind is maybe they've given up on love. But when we move into how they feel about you, we have the love card clarified by the Seven of Pentacles reversed, which tells me that they're so profoundly hurt because of how much that they loved you. I think that there is still a little bit of that love within them for you, and that's why they're still so hurt. But with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, it's like their future stopped the moment that this betrayal happened, or the moment that this fight happened. I don't know what exactly it is, but it was cataclysmic. It stopped them in their tracks. Like, okay, I don't know if you listen to Taylor Swift, but there's this song, Right Where You Left Me, and I encourage you to listen to the lyrics or read the lyrics, because basically Taylor Swift talks about how her and this person she was in a relationship with were at this restaurant and the breakup happened and the person left, and then she's stuck right there in that moment of time. She was never able to move on, even though it's years down the road and this person went on to go get married and have kids or whatever. She's still there in the restaurant right where they left her. And I feel like that, in a sense, is what has happened to your person. They mentally and emotionally haven't been able to move on from this moment. No matter if it was a week ago or a few years ago, they're still stuck there, right where you left them. And the Seven of Pentacles reversed is like a lack of growth. Like, there's no going forward from here. Like, it's still stuck. They haven't moved on. I think when the way that I could sum up how they feel about you is they haven't moved on. They're burdened by these feelings of pain, but they're also stuck in the past because a small part of them still feels love for you, even after everything. And I'm not trying to put blame on you or anything. I don't even know what happened here. I'm just speaking from their point of view. They are the one that feels betrayed. Now, I'm not saying that you couldn't have been betrayed, that maybe it didn't go both ways. I just see from their cards, their feelings all stem back to a betrayal or a deep hurt of some kind. So then we moved on to what are their actions towards you right now? And this part threw me for a loop, because when I was getting these first cards, like the first two cards that came out were creativity and love, and then all of a sudden sorrow and anger, and I was like, whoa. Like, it really threw me for a loop because I thought we were about to have like a really positive reading here. But with their actions, obviously their thoughts and their feelings, they keep them inside. I don't think that they advertise them. They're not going to tell anybody that they still feel love for you, or tell anybody how deeply wounded they are. But when it comes to their actions, I don't think that they're shy about showing how angry they are. I wouldn't be surprised if they cursed at you or called you names or like spat at you basically, or dragged your name through the mud. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they talked bad about you to a lot of people that they know because they are so hurt, and the only thing that makes them feel better is being able to lash out. With this Knight of Swords here, it's like they just want to attack. They want to pummel you into the ground the way that they feel pummeled into the ground. They want to bring you down to their level because they haven't moved on. They're still in so much pain that they want to hurt you as badly as possible because they've been hurt so badly. Like, there's these emotions are still so fresh, as if this thing that happened between the two of you happens to them every morning when they wake up. Like, I feel like with the creativity and the Eight of Wands reversed, it's like they haven't been able to move on from this, and therefore their whole life hasn't moved on. And there are other parts of their life that are starting to suffer because of it. Like, going back to the artist example, imagine if you had this artist who was super creative and stuff, and then you like killed their whole family. They could never produce another work of art again. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened between the two of you, obviously, but for them, like I said, they're stuck right where you left them. They haven't been able to move on, and every shortcoming that they have as a result of it, like for instance in the artist example, not being able to make art again, they blame it all on you. They think it's your fault. You've made them feel this way. You have put them in this position. It's a lot of putting the blame on you, lashing out at you, dragging your name through the mud, pulling you down, trying to lash out at you whenever they can because they are so hurt. I think that they are not going to get over this for a very long time unless, I was going to say unless there was some sort of communication, but I think if you tried to reach out, they would just lash out. I don't even think that they're in the right frame of mind to be able to receive a communication from you. They're just in this profound sense of just agony, basically, when it comes to you. And I think it's because a part of them loved you so deeply. When this happened, it struck them right at the core, right where they were vulnerable. And they don't want to admit it, but a part of them is still holding on to that love. And I think that makes this pain even worse for them because they still feel so vulnerable, so naked. Even if they were wearing a ton of armor, and inside of an armored vehicle, they would still feel naked because of how emotional you make them feel. So, I know that was very heavy, but I feel like I cleared all the bases here. I mean, that's exactly how they're feeling towards you. I think their actions aren't much of a surprise to you because you're like, why are they still lashing out? Why are they still so angry? And the truth is because they still feel it very clearly. And like I said with that song, Right Where You Left Me, I feel like they're going through that as well. So, Pile 3, I hope this brought you clarity on this situation. I hope this was maybe able to make you understand them a bit more. Sorry, I'm like tripping over my words now, so I'll make this short. That's everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, Pile 3. Bye-bye.